Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Max, and today I've got a video specifically for people who want to make monies. Money is quite good, it's quite helpful. As young artists, you might be being told that your talent won't make you any money. That is incorrect. I'm 17 years old, and I have been younger than that. That's how aging works. And through my teenage years, I've been making money through my art with various different methods, and today I'm going to share with you 5 methods that are bound to at least one of them give you some success with making money through your art, no matter how old you are, no matter what medium you specialize in or what your style is. This is going to be a super helpful video. Let's get stuck in to the super cool advice. And while I talk to you today, I'm going to be doing this drawing of a really cool lady holding some pumpkins. And I'm going to be using oil pastels. This isn't a tutorial for that though. If you want to see a tutorial for that, I will link it here because I have one. Probably the easiest and most convenient way to make money as a young artist is to set up an online shop, such as Etsy. However, Etsy, you have to be 18 to use it, and also you have to sort out your own postage, and it is like kind of complicated to use. I tried to set one up a couple years ago when I obviously wasn't 18, and then it trolled me into making a whole page and then telling me I couldn't actually use it because I wasn't old enough, so that was quite annoying. So if you're not 18, I would recommend Vinted as a good alternative, because you can not only sell, obviously clothes is what it's for, but you can customize clothes. You can, if you're into clothing design and sewing and stuff, you could make your own garments and sell them on there. You could make kind of alternative stuff because that's quite trendy at the moment, and sell it on there. And you can also make jewelry if that's something that you're interested in. Almost any kind of medium that you work with can be translated into something you can sell on Vinted. So for example, if you're typically a painter, you could paint on the back of a set of jeans or a denim jacket or something. The only thing maybe is if you're a drawer, then maybe you can't really use that much on Vinted. And it's not just sort of clothing accessories you can sell on there. Loads of things, almost anything you can sell on Vinted. So things like games, things like books, you can basically customize almost anything to sell it on there. So for example, you could buy a really plain notebook for I don't know, £1.50 from Poundland or something, and then you could do paint a really cool cover on it and customize it, and then you could sell it for £5 or £6, and then you'd make a profit. Or for a slightly smaller project, you could buy some really cheap, nasty, crap keychains, and then you could paint over them a really cool design, and you could sell them for more money. You know, it's that sort of thing, buying cheap crap and then making it over to sell it for more money. The next suggestion is doing commissions, and that's basically where someone asks you to make something specific for them and they'll pay you to do it. And this is a pretty common thing. Most people know about this. Some people do this and are quite successful with this, but I've got a couple tips to kind of help you get started if this isn't something that you're already on your feet doing. So a mistake I see a lot of people doing is just writing commissions open in their Instagram or their YouTube bio, and not a lot of people will see that, especially if you're quite small. Even if you make kind of little adverts, which I would recommend doing, little either reels or just posts showcasing some of your work and saying, oh, commissions open, that's the slightly more successful thing to do. But what I would recommend, especially if you're trying to do it online, is to set up a little challenge. I did this a little while ago, I'm not doing it anymore, where you'll say, leave a comment and I'll draw your profile picture or something, and then in the next video, in the next reel, you'll draw their profile picture, and then you'll say the same thing again and someone else will comment, and it'll be a little chain like that. And so you'll be drawing a little mini commission for free for people, and it won't take you that long. And that's a way that I got one of my commissions, because I drew someone's profile picture and then they wanted me to do a big of nicer version for them to have in their house. And yeah, I got a commission that way, and that also just is a good way of helping your social media account gain a bit of traction and get a bit more popular, and that way you're more likely to pick up commissions online anyway. Personally though, I've actually been more successful picking up commissions in real life. So how I'd recommend you would go about this is, when you meet someone new and you're just talking to them, talking about your interests, mention that you're an artist, and if you can, show them some of your work on your phone if you've got pictures, and specifically if you're good at animals and people, because the things that most people want commissions for is for you to draw either their kid or themselves, or their pet, specifically dogs or cats or anything. So if you've got pictures of that, show them those, and they'll just like in the back of their mind they'll remember, oh right, that person's an artist, and they could ask you to do a commission for them in the future. So for example, I've done a commission for my hairdresser. Who else? I did a commission for my boss at a charity shop I volunteered at over the summer. And when you do that for people, they'll like show their friends and family, oh look, this person made this cool thing for me, and then their friends and family will be like, oh, that's cool, maybe I could get them to do something for me. And then that way the word kind of spreads, and before you know it, you're like busy doing commissions for people every weekend, which is not the case for me. I've only had a couple commissions. That's not like my main source of income or anything. Another suggestion, again, this is something that's tried and tested, something I've done that I definitely made money on, is local kind of markets and fairs where you can sell like crafts and things you've made. So for example, I did one at the Brighton Youth Centre last year, maybe the year before in October, and I made about £40. You had to pay like a fee for your table, and obviously you gotta like get yourself down there, so there might be travel costs, but you can make like a little bit of money. And if you do enough of those, like if you can do little road trips around, going on all sorts of different ones. It depends how old you are. If you're like quite young, then maybe you can't. But the good thing about these, especially if they're like youth-based ones, so the one in Brighton, it was like you had to be between 13 and 25 or something, so it's just young people there. And you might be thinking, oh, there's no way I can make loads of products for that. But a super like quick and easy way of doing it, if you have access to a printer, is like photocopying bits of your work that you've sort of color corrected digitally, just on your phone. You don't even need any software for it. And then you can print it out into bookmarks or like greetings cards, things like that. You can also make stickers if you buy some sticker paper off of Amazon, which is actually pretty cheap. You can put that through a printer as well. You just have to make sure you change the settings, and you can print loads of copies of stickers. And you can actually, just by photocopying stuff, make quite a substantial amount of stock. But also just making individual things, like I made some little clay figurines. You could paint on like customizing things, like I said, for like the vintage suggestion. This is a good way of networking as well, because you're going to meet a lot of people there, potentially other artists. I'd say get chatting to the people whose tables are around you, swap like social medias with them if you want. And also make sure you make some little business cards. You can just print those out on the photocopier as well, that has the name of your social media and the name of your online shop, because that way if someone comes by and they've like run out of money, or for whatever reason they can't buy something you've got, they can like go back later and they can buy something off your shop, or they can contact you specifically for a commission. My next suggestion is for people who are more two-dimensionally inclined, people who don't really like to make sculptures out of clay or to decorate physical items or anything, and that is to get on Redbubble, which I hadn't heard of before. I heard of it through a friend a few years ago, and I actually personally haven't sold anything on Redbubble yet, but it's really easy to set up, and I know of people who have made money on it. It's just that you have to have at least like 50 designs minimum to be able to get noticed on there for your platform to get pushed, and that might sound like a lot, but however, what you can do is just, if you don't have a lot of work to put on there, obviously any big pieces that are really cool you can put on there, and basically what it does is the website puts it onto like t-shirts and hats and mugs and all different kinds of merchandise for you. You don't have to format any of it yourself. It's super easy. The whole thing, like, it does it for you. And any big pieces, put those on there. But also, you could just go through your sketchbooks and find little like drawings of your characters, or little like just little things you've done, and you can like put them on as stickers. You actually don't have to have a big backlog of work at all. You can also put like little slogans and stuff. So if you've written, like, this is going to sound random, if you've written a book or something, like I've written a novel, you could put like quotes from your book and have them on like hats and stuff, and it can be like merch for your book, or even if you've got a webcomic or something, that kind of thing. And my final suggestion is to make sure that you keep persisting in trying to grow your social media, because you could get famous, maybe, I don't know. I've been doing YouTube for like at least 3 years, probably more than that, and I haven't even got 1,000 subscribers yet. But you never know, you might make something that will go viral and you'll get really popular, and then you can make money directly off of social media. And even if that doesn't happen, growing your social media can benefit like every single other thing that I've suggested today. So having a larger social media account, you can push your online shop, you can push your Redbubble. More people will know about you, they'll know what your work is, they'll know about your style, and they'll get commissions off you. So just like making sure you stay kind of relevant on social media can be a real help. But also, work hard in school, get your art qualifications, get your GCSE, your A-level, whatever you're getting, and just like keep moving on to the next step so you can get a good career when you're old enough to. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. If you've got any tips for anyone else, leave them in the comments to help other people, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!